Hey Aries, welcome back to my channel. I hope you guys are doing well. Welcome to your reading. Today we're going to do something a little bit different today. I wanted to do a shadow work spread for you guys because we are going to have the Sun Chiron conjunction happening this coming week, and this is probably going to be a triggering time for most of us. There could be some old wounds that come up, some suppressed fears, anxieties, and emotions that we've been avoiding, and they are going to be really hard to ignore as we move through this transit. So I'm really hoping that, I don't even know what I'm saying right now. I said hoping. I'm really hoping that this spread will help you guys out. So we're going to start with 3 cards. I will clarify with the tarot deck to get some more information on what you guys might need to hear, but let's get into it. If you have any Aries placements and you are drawn to watching this, then there will be a message in it for you. All right, so let's do the shadow revealed spread here. What shadow is Aries hiding from themselves? What shadow? Okay. What from Aries' past created this shadow? What from Aries' past created this shadow? Okay. And one more question here. How can Aries, excuse me, best work with this shadow? All right. So first off here, for the first question, what shadow are you hiding from yourself? We have Luna, manifestations, visions, and attraction. So what I'm getting from this is that you guys are actually, the shadow that is presenting itself here is that you guys have a hard time following your intuition. It's showing me that you guys tend to sabotage things that you are attracted to, things that you have attracted and manifested into your life, things that you really, really want. And I feel that this comes in the form of, well, self-sabotage, overthinking, just not being able to see your intuition. I feel like you guys are, it's like you have a fear of moving towards something that would make you very happy. Make sure this is in frame. All right, perfect. So when it comes to what from your past created this shadow, we have the karmic web, troubles, misfortune, and amends. So I do feel like you guys come from a very entangled past, karmic past, with many different types of situations or connections here that taught you many painful lessons, but I feel like they also closed you up when it comes to your emotions, to your heart. And I feel like maybe I'm also picking up like a survival mentality. So you probably went through something in your childhood or even growing up when you were a little bit older that made you sort of suppress your intuition because maybe you were not either allowed to use it or you were taught that survival is the only way to get things done. So you turned away from this internal voice that you have. And how can you best work with this shadow? We have the sacred law with rituals, boundaries, and practice. So I do feel like you are being summoned to journal more, to get out in nature more. For a lot of you, I feel that you have a very strong connection to your intuitive gifts. I do feel like many of you, I'm picking up on a karmic or like an ancestral line of seers, psychics, manifestors. I'm getting a lot of like botany, herbs, so something that has to do with nature. I feel like you guys are very connected to that, and I do feel like at this time the best way to get yourself out of this entanglement that you have within your own mind, where you overthink too much and where you sabotage things that you really want, that keeps you stuck in a cycle that you'd rather not be in. The best way to move about this is to journal about this, to establish boundaries with the people in your life, with the rituals. I'm also getting to follow some sort of routine every day, something that can keep you on schedule, something that can have you predict at least a little bit of your day, so that way you know what to expect. And predictability gives us comfortability. So maybe during this time you can do a meditation, or you can go for a walk, or you can just sit by yourself drinking tea, coffee, journaling. Make it like a date with yourself is what I'm getting. So you have to date yourself and make your self-care time very important in order for you to access this intuition, because I feel like it's very, very I don't want to say it's gone, but it's like very deeply buried inside you, where it's hard to access. And I feel like you guys might have a tendency to recognize your intuition, but then maybe turn away from it. Maybe you're afraid of it, or maybe you just feel like it's mumbo jumbo and following your intuition is not going to get you anywhere. But in reality, I feel like you're keeping yourself stuck in repetitive karmic cycles by making logical decisions and by not changing anything, by following what you truly feel is best for you. So I'm going to get a few clarifications for this. See what else we can get from here. Hopefully this fits in my frame. Yeah, this should be fun. I'm getting that you guys are feeling very frustrated with yourself. Like maybe you get down on yourself for doing this. Maybe you are very aware that you do this and you're trying to change that about yourself. For others of you guys, I feel like you might not even know what you're doing here. It's like for some of you, I'm getting that your intuition is just so, you're so detached from it that it's just very, very hard to access it. You haven't felt it in a while. And for others of you, you do access it. You are able to peek into it, but it's almost gone immediately because you jump into overthinking. So can we please clarify the Luna card for Aries? Clarify Luna. Okay, so we have the Page of Wands. Okay, perfect. All right. For the karmic web, please, let's clarify the karmic web. We have the Three of Cups. And I'll move this up a little bit. Let's go ahead and clarify the sacred law, please. Clarify the sacred law for Aries. We have the Knight of Wands for you guys. Okay. At the bottom of the deck, we have the Hierophant. So, like I was saying, I feel like a lot of this energy surrounds you avoiding doing things that make you feel passionate. So we have the Page of Wands here, whether this be a creative idea, a creative spark, a new journey that you want to go on, anything that makes you feel like, hell yes, I want to go for this, I feel like you have a tendency to hold yourself back from. And with the Three of Cups showing up here, I feel like you guys might have a tendency to have karmic friendships is what I'm getting with people, like people who don't want to see you do better than them, or people who are jealous of the lifestyle that you live, or maybe you surround yourself with people to avoid your own thoughts is what I'm getting as well. Like maybe it makes you feel good and it gives you an ego boost to be around people to hang out with and talk to, but I feel like the people that you surround yourself with are not really trustworthy. I feel like these people, all of them may not be toxic, but I just feel like you've outgrown them. Like their energy does not really match yours anymore. And I just really feel there's a lot of fire energy here. Knight of Wands here. The best way for you to work with this energy is for you to actually go for the things that you feel drawn to. Anything that makes you feel excited and passionate. I almost want to say like an adrenaline rush, but it just depends because sometimes that can come up with like a traumatizing experience. But it would more so be like well, just be careful with that one. I don't necessarily want to say anything that gives you an adrenaline rush, but anything that makes you feel like excited and passionate and like a kid again, or something that makes you feel like you want to jump out of your seat and go for it. And I feel like you have a tendency to avoid these things. So the best thing for you to do is to really keep an eye on your friendships here. Try to do more things for yourself. I do feel that you're being called to remove yourself from hanging around other people so often, and more so getting acquainted with your own energy, because I just feel like you spend a lot of time around too many other people, and it's very hard to access your intuition that way. The intuition comes to us in moments of silence when we are alone, or when we are at peace. And then eventually, once you learn to practice feeling that feeling, it can come to you more often. It can come to you when you're in a large group. It can come to you when you are around multiple people, but it becomes a little bit easier to hear and learn when you are able to sort of get acquainted with it. It's almost like getting to know a new friend. So the more that you are able to practice listening to your intuition and following what makes you feel good, I'm also getting here, like, pay attention to your body, pay attention to how your body feels when you are invited somewhere or when you are around certain people, because I feel like that's going to be one of the major guidelines here for you as well. And with the Hierophant being at the bottom of the deck here, I feel like there is a lot that you have to learn about yourself still. I feel like there is a lot that you value that you haven't really gone towards, or maybe you're not really sure what you value or what system you'd necessarily like to adhere to when it comes to your own personal life. But I feel like this is because you haven't really gotten the chance to know yourself. Like, a lot of you, what I'm getting here is like you follow what other people are doing, or you're afraid to go after something that you really want because it would remove you from these people. It's almost like the people that are around you do not necessarily approve of or agree with or even are interested in what you are interested in. And I feel like this is because you're meant to do something different. And I feel like you are meant to, I mean, like I mentioned, I feel like a lot of the people that you surround yourself with right now, you have outgrown them. So I do feel that you are meant to be the one who to do something different from your friend group or from your family, something that other people maybe would not necessarily have the bravery to do. And as an Aries, you have a lot of boundless energy and passion where you are able to, once you make a decision and once you decide what you want to do, sometimes it can be difficult for you to follow through with this, but this is why we have the Hierophant here, right? This is Taurus energy. So this is energy here where you are able to learn who you really are, learn what you really want, and then apply that. And then this is also giving me that rituals energy again. So the Hierophant, he establishes rituals for himself. He meditates, he goes to yoga, he drinks his tea at the same time every day. Things like that, things that will help you get acquainted with who you truly are. And I honestly just feel like you guys need a little bit more structure in your lives at this time, which is really going to help you move in the right direction here. And it all starts with having time alone, carving that time out for yourself, and then making sure that you are able to establish some sort of routine for yourself. So yeah, that's really what I'm getting for you here. I feel like I'm going to leave it here. Let's see. Here, let me do this. Is there anything else that we need to know here for Aries and their shadow work advice here? We have the 7 of Swords, we have the 8 of Pentacles, and we have the 5 of Cups. Yeah, this is showing me 8 of Swords at the bottom of the deck. This is showing me that you guys have a lot of inner pain to work through, things from your past that have happened. I feel like this really prevents you from moving forward. Honestly, I really feel just that energy that I was saying about you guys not really understanding who you are, not knowing who you are, and feeling very frustrated about that. I feel like when you're all alone, there's no one to turn to, and you don't really know who you are at your core, because you have a hard time accessing your intuition, which then in turn it forces you to want to surround yourself with other people, other energies, because you're not sure who you are. And having other people around you gives you that comfortability or that reassurance that you belong somewhere. But in reality, I feel like, I don't want to say you guys are degrading yourselves, but it does feel like you guys are surrounding yourself with people who are not on your level anymore. And it's time for you to grow as a person. It's time for you to heal these things that you've been hiding from. It's time for you to work through all of the pain that has piled up in your heart, because I feel like you avoid your pain, you avoid your emotions, which then avoids the truth and then avoids your intuition. There's a lot that you guys have to work through because it's all preventing you from connecting to yourself. Yeah. So I'm going to end this off with a fortune from the Instant Fortune Teller book for you guys. Hopefully to get some good vibes here. So let's see what you guys need to know. Relax. That stressful project will soon be over and you can move on to better things. And then we also have your worldview could use a new perspective. Be on the lookout for an opportunity to go somewhere you've never been before. Awesome. Yeah, so that's kind of confirming the Page of Wands, Knight of Wands energy I was feeling. Getting a new perspective on things. Maybe a trip is something that you guys need here in order to access your intuition, your creativity again. Maybe you've been doing the same thing for too long, stuck in a stagnant loop of repeating the same life every day and doing something new. Or even, it can even be a day trip, you guys. It doesn't even have to be a vacation. It could be going somewhere that you've never been before, or just breaking out of your routine for a day or two. I feel like that's really going to help you, because you're going to re-find or reconnect to that natural Aries passion that you have within yourself, because I feel like it's been dulled for quite a long time. I'm almost getting an energy of like your chakras being a little bit gray, where you're not really shining the way that an Aries is supposed to shine. So this is what I have for you. I hope I was able to connect with you in this reading, and I will see you in my next reading for you. Bye.